I'm Erica Ward, and I am a coach here at Suchavoice. Today's Working Wednesday episode, we're going to be talking about visualizing voiceover success in the new year. Basically, we're talking about daydreaming and how that can be a helpful practice to set you up for success in your voiceover career and in your life in general. So, visualization. What do I mean? What is it? Well, it's called a lot of different things by different people. Creative visualization, visioning, mental rehearsal. I just call it daydreaming because that's what it is. That's the simplest way to put it. And we all know what that entails. Kind of just zoning out and imagining what we want to happen and how we'd like to feel. And we all do it. At one point or another in your life, you probably drifted off into a daydream or fantasy about something you wanted. Or if you were really anxious or worried about something, you might have drifted off into a daydream about something that you didn't want to happen, the worst case scenario outcome. Either way, if we are thinking of something that we want or thinking of something that we don't want, what tends to happen is we have an emotional reaction as a result of these mental images. We feel something as a result. And why is that? Let me just move down on my notes here. Real graceful. The reason that happens is because the brain and the nervous system, our brains and our nervous systems, react similarly to real, in front of us situations, things that we're actually doing, and imaginary situations and things that we're imagining we're doing. The same reactions happen either way. So when we're daydreaming, we're actually priming our bodies and minds to do what we'd like to do and feel how we'd like to feel. And athletes do this all the time. And we can also do it as voiceover talent. How do we do it? Well, let me just take a drink of water. Hold on. How we do this. Example, you might have a big audition or a job coming up, and it might be helpful for you to visualize yourself giving your best performance. Imagine yourself in front of the mic, totally relaxed, comfortable, confident. Have it unfold like a movie. How do you feel? What are you seeing? What are you hearing? What are you touching? What's the experience like for you? And not only does that help prime your mind and body, as I mentioned, but it also helps calm your nerves. That the animal of the body that goes into fight or flight anytime we have to perform or do something out of comfort zone. And it also just makes us feel good to think of things we want to happen. The better we feel, the overall better our lives are. The overall better our lives are. That doesn't even make sense. The better our overall lives are. And that's because when we are in a better mood, in general, we tend to respond to situations in a different way than when we aren't. We're more open to solutions to life's challenges. You can also use this as an intentional and purposeful daily practice. You can intentionally visualize, daydream every day to assist yourself in your career success. So when would you do this? Well, you can really do it anytime. I am a huge proponent of morning practices, only because I think that's the time when we can set the tone for our own day, as opposed to waiting to see what the day holds for us and just responding to things as they happen. We can instead create some positive momentum for ourselves. It's similar to meditation in the fact that you'll want to find a quiet, comfortable space, where you don't really want to be interrupted because you want to have time to go inward and really allow yourself to experience what you are imagining. You're going to activate your senses in the process and really make it real for yourself and your nervous system. So before going into your voiceover career success visualizations, at least the first time you're doing it, you probably want to do some personal inventory. Kind of just get clear on what you actually want in your voiceover career. What kind of success and what that looks like for you. And now you can either, journal your answers before going into your imagination. What do I want this to look like? You can write it down. Or you can ask yourself a series of questions while in that daydreaming state. And you might find that certain images pop in that surprise you. That's great. That's part of the creative discovery process. What you want to ask yourself overall, what do I want my voiceover career to look like? But specifically, in this ideal version of my voiceover career, what kind of projects am I working on? What genre do I specialize in? Do I specialize in a genre? Or do I just do it all? In this ideal version of my voiceover career, what does a typical day's schedule look like? Am I auditioning every day? Am I auditioning a lot? Where are these auditions coming from? What are they for? Who am I working with? What does my team look like? What does my dream booth look like? Am I mostly in my own home studio, or am I going into another studio to record? Overall, what does voiceover success look like for me? But really, what does voiceover success feel like for me? If you want to experience a lot of financial success from your voiceover work, and you go into your imagination and you visualize, either receiving paper checks in the mail, which doesn't always happen anymore, doesn't really happen anymore, but instead it's probably going directly into your bank account, visualizing your bank account balance growing, okay? Really pay attention to how you feel as that's happening, as you're watching the balance grow. What does it feel like to deliver your best performances? What does it feel like to be in high demand, when you visualize your email box just full of inquiries for people who want you to do work with them? What does it feel like to have a wide roster of clients? Do I want to feel free, elated, creative, connected, joyful? Because when you're clear about how you feel, then you can intentionally prime that feeling more and more. Your body, your mind, you get used to it. It doesn't seem like such a stretch anymore. And the more you get used to these feelings of success, the more you're setting yourself up for the path of success in your career. Another way that you can practice this, besides just, being able to visualize for yourself and your own success, is you can actually practice intentional visualization for someone else. Someone that you know, or even someone you don't know, someone that you make up in your head, or somebody that you know of. Take a few minutes and imagine their success. See them thriving, see them happy, see them successful in their voiceover career, whatever you think that would look like. And the reason this is helpful is because whatever we're sending out to someone else, we're also feeling ourselves, right? They're feeling good, we're feeling good. But more than that, when you're wishing somebody else well, when you're wishing their success, you're coming from a place of more than enough, a place of plenty. There's plenty of opportunities, there's plenty of work, plenty of jobs. You're coming from a place of collaboration, community, where we're supporting each other versus competing and trying to, tear down everybody else. It's collaborative. It feels more relaxed, feels more like ease, feels more like peace, feels more fun, and just feels better. So, of course, along the way of doing all these visualizations, you will probably find that at some point in your day-to-day life, you'll recognize that you're not exactly where you want to be, meaning, your daydreams are somewhere where your real life, your day-to-day life isn't. And for example, maybe you just started training as a voice actor and your reads just aren't where you want them to be. You don't feel as comfortable as you one day will. Well, that's fine. That's more than fine. It's how you handle when you notice it, right? Just reminding yourself that it takes a little bit of earth time for things to catch up, for your reality to catch up to your daydream. But it will happen. In essence, it will happen. The essence of it will happen. It has to, the more energy you put towards it. It might not look exactly how you think it will look, but the essence, the energy, the feeling will. Everything that's ever been created, everything that's in tangible form was once an idea, was once a thought, a potential reality. So keep up your practices and, let me know how it goes, and I'll talk to you in